Rafi Reyes is in there together with Bam Gamalinda, Real Cervantes, Frank Golia, and Marcos Cuzan para sa Blackwater. This quarter is brought to us by Motorlight. For express in service, call 370-6686. Bam Gamalinda, instant offense. Kapapasok lang, partner, nakabasket na agad.
You know, he was able to really do what he wanted to do, which is to really create a shot for himself.
Right now, Frank Golia naman ang pumiphysical dyan kay Marcus Blakely. Yun talaga ang instructions, obviously. Bulawan was doing it. Golia just came in. And there he is, banging, scratching, holding. Ito si Marcus Blakely. Kasi kung mas slow down mo si Blakely, malaking bagay yun.
Kailangan niya, you really cannot give Marcus Blakely any room, lalo na pag makuha niya yung kanyang buwelo at yung kanyang kumpiyansa. Ito si Frank Golia is one of those physical specimens, an extremely rugged defender. Look at the way he presses Baroka.
Just a second to go at hindi na naka-attempt ang star hotshot. And told Coach Tim ko, napatingin ako dun sa bet, tayo agad after that happened. And just looking at his players, looks could kill.
Yeah, because hindi nawala yung movement. They were just staring at one side of the court.
Now they're trailing by 4. Real Cervantes, andyan sa 3-point area, binabantayan. Pero tumira pa rin, over. Blakely no-go, rebound by Baroka. Blakely calling for it on the right side, never got to him. PJ, 15-footer, bounces up and in.
That's a way to really run that two-man game. You know, defense not really communicating very well if they're going to switch or fight over the top. He was wide open for a 15-footer.
You know, yung one-hander na yan ni PJ Simon. They'll take it. Pero Bam Gamalinda comes back. 2 baskets already here sa ating second quarter. That is the potential of Bam Gamalinda. He can come in and score a bunch of points.
You know what Bam is doing is just reading the defense very well. He curled again going to the basket for a higher percentage shot.
Foul away from the ball. Rafi Reyes ang tawagan na kanyang unang personal. 14 seconds to shoot para sa Star. Ito si Simon inside the paint. The jumper is up. He can't get it. Taha the offensive rebound. Hook shot niya off target. Real Cervantes brings it down. The offensive Star nahihirapan dito sa ating second quarter. Let's go over to Erica.
Coming into the second na naiwan ng Star with 2 points but now with 4 points, Coach Tim is very emphatic on how they are being careless. He wants them to strike that balance of calming down but firing up at the same time so they can get back to the fundamentals of getting into the right spacing for a better ball rotation. Huwag rin daw nilang kalimutan ang rebounding to get every possible possession. Balik sa inyo.
Thanks a lot, Erica. You know, he just got so much instructions para sa kanila. He's not liking yung laro nila so far sa ating first half, Eric. And rightfully so, dahil na medyo mukhang sluggish, medyo slow. Could be a case of underestimating the opponent.
In any offense, you know, Coach Tim would always emphasize spacing because kahit ano nga gawin mo, if one guy can guard 2 offensive players, then the offense becomes really tight. That's why Coach Tim would always emphasize spacing. Pero yun nga, napaka-importante dito is really their defense. I mean, Star Hotshots is one of the top defensive teams in the league, even in the past. And that's something that can really propel them to the next level, lalong-lalo na papasok na nga in the playoffs.
So far dito sa second quarter, halos trading baskets lang ginagawa nila. So they're hitting on their side, pero hindi naman nila napipigil ang Blackwater sa kabila. That's why we're still trailing by 2. That's the way it started. That's the way it is right now. 6-all ang ating score sa ating second quarter.
You know, the most difficult part, Charlie, you know, the Blackwater league, they're not playing with any kind of pressure. So kahit i-pressure mo sila, make it hard, relax lang talaga sila. They just want to play out there and enjoy and have fun. And yet, you know, still play hard and try to win.
Marcus Blakely, dala-dalang bola sa gitna ng fast break. Tingin sa kanan, nothing there. Tingin sa kaliwa, wala rin. Siya na lang ang sumugod patungong basket. Gets another foul. Free throws na naman para sa kanya. Attention, PLDT Home DSL subscribers. Upgrade now to a triple play plan. DSL plus 66 Signal TV channels. Add 400 pesos a month to your DSL plan. No cash out and free installation. Upgrade now at pldthome.com. Double digits na si Marcus with a Q.
You know, he would really always find a way to score, no matter who his defender is. Dadaanin niya sa bilis, dadaanin niya sa, you know, sa mga, you know, yung mga garbage baskets, getting offensive rebounds. So you really have to keep an eye on Marcus and not as much as possible not try to help out on the other players.
You know, if Marcos had his way, Eric, alam naman natin, he's fine with scoring 15, 18 points as long as the rest of the guys get into the act with him, di ba? Pero kung kailangan naman to take it upon himself, kaya naman niya 25-30.
He was only averaging around 22 points this conference. 33 yung ginawa niya in the game versus Barako. So makikita mo talaga na he would really have to take matters into his own hands to get his team going if needed.
On the way up, a foul is called. Backcourt pala yan. Marcus Cruzan called for his first personal, getting tied up in the backcourt with Mark Pingris. Ito, Mafter Guapo move. Alley-oop brought to us by Mafter Face Scrub. Sikreto ng mga guwapo.
Yun yung sinasabi ko sa'yo, you have to keep your eye because after that play, nawala sa paningin ni Gilbert Bulawan kung nasaan si Marcus Blakely. That's where he was able to cut behind Bulawan.
Drive mula kay Baroka. Pass inside to Taha! Two-handed jam! At yan ang nadadala ni Marcus Blakely. Can rebound, can score, can dish it out. Parang sabi niya, oh, nadakdakan na naman tayo 2 beses na yan. Ano ba naman kayo? Tawag siya ng timeout.
Yun ang problema, nagkakabuhol-buhol sila on defense but not right the jumper dito kay Marcus Cosan. You know, showing us that he's got some range to draw out the defender.
Tama yun, offensive skills din. Ano? Kanina sa basket mismo, layup, 3. Tapos ngayon, 2 jumper na from the mid-range. So he can put points on the board. Baroka, the looper. Swak na swak.
You know, ito nga si Mark Baroka was looking at the averages of the players. Hindi pa nga siya wala pa siya sa top 5, you know, in terms of point production. And we know that Mark can really make a big contribution, lalong-lalo na, you know, papasok into the next round.
It's been a strange conference para sa Star Hotshots, Eric. Yung performance sa kanilang mga locals has been very inconsistent. Minsan si Joe Devance magbibente, minsan 2 points lang. Same with PJ Simon, James Yap, the same as well. Sabi nga natin, pinaka-consistent na siguro si Alex Malyari from first to last game.
Yung maganda nilalaro ni Alex Malyari, almost 11 points per game. So, yun na nga, you know, you just have to execute that offense. Sometimes, you know, when you execute your offense very well and you get everybody involved, okay lang. But if nagtatatalo, then there's really something wrong. Probably, I would really assume that the defense is not really there. Not because it's really the triangle offense that will give you the victories, it's really your defense and getting easy baskets off your great defense.
Real Cervantes, diretso sa hoop. Andyan yung dalawa para istorbohin siya. Taha and Baroka converging, forcing him to miss.
Seems like medyo na-deflect pa ng bahagya yung bola, no? The defense here of the Star Hotshots really coming into play, most especially of transition.
Picking up na, no? Itong Star Hotshots midway through the second quarter. Lob mula kay Blakely. Off target, Rafi Reyes sees 3 white shirts. What's he gonna do? Diretso sa hoop, and he challenged the defense of Star Hotshot. No one stopped the ball.
Yeah, against NLEX, I always remember I was watching that ball game, and Rafi was really doing a good job, especially in pushing that basketball and getting some layup.
Medyo nagkabanggaan away from the ball. Pinapupunta mga players sa kanilang mga benches. Possible flagrant foul. 2 imports are talking.
Si Golia on the left side of your screen.
Boom.
It's a big nudge on Frank, on Blakely.
Boom. F1 kontra Marcus Blakely. 3 minuto siya kailangan umupo, playing minutes. So the next time he can come in will be at the 2:37 mark of the first half. So they'll have to go for the next 3 minutes without their import Marcus Blakely. So that's what happens. Ang dalas mangyari niya, Eric, di ba? The first bump is never seen. Yung second, yung retaliation na nakikita, that's commonplace sa mga basketball games. Di ba? Yun yung mas blatant siguro yung reaction. No? So Golia will now be at the line. Para sa free throws, former Ateneo Blue Eagle knocks it down. Dalawa silang dating Blue Eagle frontliner na nandyan. So Blackwater Elite, JP Eram is also in that lineup.
You know, he's really a rugged defender the way, even in college with the way Frank played in Ateneo. So yun talaga yung role niya is to really be a tough defender both in the post and even in the perimeter.
May players sila medyo ganun dati, late 80s eh. Reyes yung last name. Hindi naman si Jun yun.
Si Jun.
Medyo ganun maglaro. Medyo physical.
Si Jun yun, no? Siya yung
PBA yun. Umabot sa PBA yun.
Si Jun nga, nag-PBA.
Ito si Kuzan, handing it off to Val. No, didn't hand it off rather. Fake the pass and even fake me on that play. At ito, rebound ni Mark Pingris. Trailing ang Star ng dalawa. Joe Devance dribbling display. And the referee calls a holding foul on Rail Cervantes na hindi makapaniwalang natawagan siya. Referee Montoya making that call.
Penalty na dito ang Blackwater with that foul. Too early with still 5 minutes left. So ang gagawin dito ng Star Hotshots will go high percentage.
Bagsak si Mark Baroka and a foul again is called. JP Era mas come into the game para palitan si Frank Golia. Rafi Reyes naman natawagan. Pangalawang personal yan. And dahil penalty na nga ang magkabilang koponan. Hindi pala. Blackwater lang. Isang team foul pa lang ang Star. But Baroka at the line for 2 free throws. Si Mark Andy Baroka, napakalaking parte dun sa Grand Slam run ng Star Hotshots. This guy hit crucial shots, made great passes, and orchestrated well in the crucial moments of the game. But right now, missing 2 free throws, unable to bring his team abreast with Blackwater.
You know, a lot of the good teams will always be tested. Sometimes there will be struggles that you will have to go through. But if you just stick together and you just play, you know, hard, no matter what happens, you know, babalik at babalik rin yung kumpiyansa, and that's something that they are really working on to improve itong Star Hotshots.
Ball is on the floor. So are some of the players. Sino yan? Valacuña, napatawag ng timeout upon getting possession.
The format goes, you know, the top 4 makakalaban ng bottom 4 at twice to beat yung top 4. You know, magiging ganun yung kanilang rule or incentive going into the next round.
3-pointer mula kay Rafi Reyes. Stretches the lead to 4 points. Atu-atu lang pala, hindi pala 3-pointer yon. Long 2 lang ang tinawag doon. Not a 3-pointer. Pardon me for that. 4 minutes and 14 natitira sa ating first half. Not the highest scoring half. But kontento ang Blackwater sa nangyayari. Hindi nakakatakbo itong Star Hotshots.
Hindi lumalayo, di ba? Right now, I mean, of course, Blackwater is up. But with the way they're playing, they're doing a great job.
Acuña, bukas mula sa 3. And he's known for that. He was doing it before para sa Star Hotshots.
Yun nga eh, it's the flavor.
Miscue coming out of that timeout. Coach Tim Cone cannot be happy. After that happens, they go to Kusan. He's inside. Di na ipasok ang tira, but he's fouled from behind. Mukhang Mark Pincris ang matatawagan. Second personal on Ping. Balik sa linya si Kusan, or rather, he's not back at the line. This is the first time he's at the line for 2 free throws.
And look who's going to report that Justin Melton papunta na doon sa scorer's table. Right now, he needs his coach team needs his spark off his bench.
Papatuloy, pamimigay niya ang papremyo ng Money Ball, Dribble of the People dito sa PBA. 4,000 pesos in cash ang makakuha ng best player. Kaya dribblers, makipindot na. You look at this guy, Cuzano. Yan, si Senorita Mara Aquino will be hosting. And the Love Survivor, kanyang katabi. Yan ba si Ramon Bautista o si Love Survivor lang ang nandyan?
Si Love Survivor lang.
Tumatabi talaga kay Mara eh. Love Survivor.
Talagang love. Oh. He's out for love.
9-point lead for Blackwater Elite. Out of sync ang opensa nitong white shirts. Taha down to 6 on the shot clock. It's tipped away once again. Rail Cervantes, you know he's gonna go for that. Joe Devance nagmamadali. To James Yap, releasing from 3-point land. Rolls out, Taha keeps it alive inside. Dalawang fake, nawala sa kanyang bola. Tumama sa kanyang hita, balik sa kabilang bola.
Coach Demcon has been really telling Yusef Taha to rebound that basketball, and if it's really too tight, you got to kick it out.
Under 3 minutes natitira sa ating second quarter of action. It's a 9-point lead para sa Blackwater, and they have possession, chance to stretch it even more. They go to the post. Kay Kusan, Rafi Rivas dyan nakabantay ngayon, tips it away, the long arm of Rafi Rivas. Noong huling timeout, Eric, ng Star Hotshots, nakichismis si Eric. Ano narinig ko doon, Eric?
Frustrating man ang F1 call kay Marcus Blakely. Coach Tim is not one to linger. Sabi lang niya, they don't want Blackwater to be this ahead before first half ends. So quick instruction was to go to the paint where their strength is. Napagsabihan din itong si Yusef Taha because of his minor mistakes to think more of we and not just me. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Eric. Well, you know that has been a battle cry, or actually of the Alaska Aces. But that applies, I guess, for every team. There's strength in numbers. Sabi nga ng Golden State Warriors. And
they won a championship.
yun na nga eh. Magandang strategy yun, di ba?
And Coach Tim, I would always remember when I was playing for Coach Tim and you get an offensive rebound. If you're wide open, go for it. But ayaw niya yung puwersahin mo eh. Diba? Although coaches teach you how to power under the basket. But ang may tao dun eh, ayaw ni Coach Tim ng ganun. You'd rather set the offense again. Because lalo-lalo na ngayon that you're after the rhythm. Hinahanap yung rhythm ng team to get that flow again.
That's a three-pointer mula kay James Yap. Atid sa atin ng PLDT Home DSL Triple Play Plans. At nagwawala, naghihiyawan ang ating mga fans ng Star na nasa likod natin.
Naghahanap lang talaga si Coach Tim ko ng 5 sa loob na mag-up ng intensity. Kanina pa nagre-reklamo si Coach Tim na malamya ang kanilang depensa. Ito na nga ba? Kaya ang 5 na magpapasalba ng laro para kay Coach Tim ko.
But you have to start on the defensive end. Nakita natin, nice aggressive defense from them, almost getting that ball. Now they're down to just 8 seconds on the shot clock with Blackwater. Let's see what Cervantes can do. Forcing it up, no go. Rivas to the rebound, can Melton control? He does, under 2 minutes na titira. First half of action. Melton goes to Joe Devance. They're getting into their offense. These are the guys, yung mga shock troopers na tumulong sa para dun sa Grand Slam victory ng Star Hotshots. And that's going to be Rafi Rivas with the left touch. Ball will go back to Blackwater. Star Hotshots can't seem to put a string of baskets together, Eric.
Right now, they may be struggling in their offense. Hindi nila makuha yung kanilang chemistry, lalo na sa pasahan, sa pag-execute. Pero makikita mo, magandang nakikita ko dito is they're playing better defense. They're pressuring harder, lalo na sa may mga dala ng bola. And right there, nakashoot nga dun si JP Era, but it was a tough shot, and the pressure was really there trying to smother him and make it really difficult.
But that gives them a 10-point lead once again. Yep, nilapit naman ng konti ngayon. One-hander goes in para kay James. Got 5 points.
Charlie, sorry about that. Yung last game against Barako, they were shooting the lights out from the 3. And then ang Star Hotshots not really known to be, taking a lot of shots from the outside. They're going high percentage most of the time. Dito makikita mo they're really trying to go higher percentage, but Coach Tim still not happy with what's happening on the floor because they're, itong Blackwater, they're able to just go to the basket.
Right. Si Balacuña, hindi naman kilala na dumadrive ng ganun yan. He was able to hit it. Devance's outside shot, and that's short. Makakuha pa ng blue shirts. JP Eram up ahead to Balacuña to Rafi Reyes. Ang gustong umatake, kinaliwa, Mintis. Melton. Kasi Maliksi, who actually played well also sa kanilang huling laro. Still hasn't gotten an attempt. Melton, he'll take that 3. And knock it down. They needed that, huh? They needed that.
Definitely, and that's his role. And every time, you can really expect a lot of excitement from Justin Melton when he gets on the inside.
Gustong bumawi agad ni Rafi Reyes. There was only a couple of seconds left on the clock. Unable to hit, but that 3-point shot ni Melton might prove to be a big factor come second half. But Blackwater led by 2 at the end of 1. At the end of 2, they've increased it to 7 points.